was working at Salt with my internship, and then in Denver, working here and 5280. I just remember I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car until 2 years ago, ever. So I was like
ever in life?
Ever in life. I went to boarding school for high school, didn't need a car.
So how are you proud? Oof, there's so much you just revealed.
Where did we start?
First of all, so you didn't grow up in Ohio. That was
I did.
A lie.
The boarding school was in Ohio.
The results are that was a lie.
Was it a day school or was it a spend the night camp?
Spend the night. Slumby school.
Did y'all have like swim team and all that shit like boarding schools have? Like,
yeah, we had all the things.
Society, stuff like that.
Yeah, we had the great, like the cute plaid skirts, really ugly green blazers
I thought
to
that was
match
Catholic
it.
School. Was this boarding school Catholic?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think plaid really.
Are you saying that? Wait,
discriminates.
Plaid? Are you saying plaid? You have to touch kids to wear plaid?
Ooh.
You see, that's a shot at Catholics. We're a little fiery today. It's probably the huffing that we.
It's the Fuegos.
And it's holiday. It's a holiday season. Everybody gets a little loose gums around.
Yeah, so we had to. So at this boarding school, you're required to do a sport every semester. So they keep you super active so that you don't.
Idle hands of the devil's plaything.
So I was gonna say do drugs, but that too.
Okay. All right. So how did we get to boarding school from?
I can see why she likes huffing stuff. She went to boarding school. All of my friends that went to boarding school were light years experienced ahead of me in the drug game from when I went to college. Boy, did I catch up. But I'm just telling you right now, I get it now. So what were your sports that you played?
Field hockey. I don't appreciate the air quotes because I was an athlete.
You said athlete kind of with the air quotes as well.
I don't follow professional sports, but I enjoyed team sports in high school.
Okay. So field hockey and...
Also, I consider skee ball a sport, and I'm very active.
Okay, so are you on an intramural skee ball team here?
No, but looking to start one. Anyone on this podcast, reach out.
I mean, how often
at Lazor on Instagram.
Do you hit that center ring there?
Center ring or corner?
The corners? You mean the hundreds?
Or the corners? I thought there was like I thought that tiny one in the center was the biggest one.
No, you got hundos in the corners.
Oh, bless your heart! You probably have
a 50.
That's so cute. We need to go to one up after this.
So you don't? Do you know how to find the little man in the boat, Chris?
I just
do you know how to find him?
We have reached a sensitive point for Chris.
The little man in the boat is very sensitive. This podcast has already turned from PG and a promotion for local restaurants, and you're probably just one of those drug and filthy-minded folks that can sit at one table. So yes. I'm digging it. This is going to be a great episode. Remember when she said she only had 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a lot.
I played field hockey, lacrosse, and basketball, and skee ball on the side.
Colleen is the jam. She's bringing us freshie Fuegos? Freshie Fuegos. And you can get them down here at Lola. It's $6 a drink for happy hour, including Chris's Mezcal Negroni, and then the fire beverages. They also have the Coin Margs, the Palomas, Sangrias. You can't beat it with a stick. So maybe that segue and commercial ad read will get us back onto the tracks of having a legitimate conversation.
Yep, 5280 Lola, and then we're morphing into...
Okay, then I landed with Boulder County Farmers Markets that runs the Boulder, Lafayette, Longmont, and now Union Station Farmers Markets. There's a nonprofit behind those, and I was the first marketing person for that organization, so got to help them open a cafe in the Boulder Library, open Union Station Farmers Market with a group of chefs. It was so much fun, and I probably visited 50, 60 farms in 2-3 years and just learned like more than I thought I would ever know about how food is grown and farming.
That's fucking wild. Favorite farm?
Ooh. Favorite farm. That's tough.
Okay. Well, it's
a Democrat
one to visit.
The one with
fun to visit.
Pig.
I would say Cure Organic Farm in Boulder is just so fun to visit.
Ants kick ass.
They just
they bust it.
They have summer camps all summer, and there's just people all over the farm. It's just very alive and very fun.
I did their CSA this year at Union Station.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Well, I worked at the kitchen forever, so Cure Farm's very near and dear to that.
Yeah, they kind of got their start together.
Yeah,
it's a really cool story. And I'll also say the Grow House is a blast to visit.
Grow House is cool.
They have nothing to do with Boulder County Farmers Markets, but Eat Denver partners with them on Harvest Week every year. And this past October, we just found out this week that we raised like $64,000 together through our 5-night pop-up dinner series. It's my favorite event, hands down.
We're going to talk about that and how we weren't invited. But before we get into that was a great segue. You know, you mentioned working with the farms and the farmers markets.
Yeah.
I want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Fruition Farms. Jimmy the Shepherd, Alex, those guys, they were nice enough to let us come down there and film. So that's
amazing
my favorite
people.
market. They are. They're great
amazing people.
But yeah, well, let's talk a little bit. You mentioned Eat Denver. This is your baby. I mean, you created this. I would love to know a little bit more.
And I would love to have created it.
Oh, sorry. Scratch that.
I love, people give me a lot of credit that I don't necessarily deserve, but it has been around for 13 years, and I've been running it for 3.
Yeah, that counts.
That counts.
Oh, you're the head honcho?
Yeah.
Yeah, that counts.
How'd you get that? Hard work and dedication.
Don't tell 'em.
Exactly.
That, sure.
Yeah, I met Adam
Because hard
Schlegel.
work and dedication really pays off in the real world.
Yeah, look at where it's gotten me.
Yeah.
Are you fired? I was at the right place at the right time, truly.
Or the wrong place, because now you're here with us. Like
that's always what I hear.
Right place. Where else would we rather be right now?
Touche.
Okay, but when people land these great opportunities and they have these wonderful jobs that make them happy and they have super fun, they always say, I was just in the right place at the wrong time. Right place at the right time. I'm in the right place at the wrong time.
That tequila works down here at Lola.
Yeah, I mean, by that, I mean, I have always been super curious about certain people, and, you know, it's like the people that you want to get to know or like seek out, that lead you to really cool opportunities. So like I met Adam Schlegel, who co-founded Snooze with his brother, and Chuck, and tons of other great projects.
Chuck?
Yeah.
I'm so sick of butchering words.
What'd you say?
I think it's Chook.
Chook. That's so cute.
I mean, every
I've
single
heard
episode.
Several people pronounce it Chook.
It's Chuck.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
Yeah, I actually got Adam on video saying it so that we could just clear it up.
Sweet.
So it's the Australian slang for chicken.
I met Adam a lot through Slow Food Nations.
Nice.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's the local chair for our like kitchen cabinet for Slow Food Nations, and I get to help out with that festival and be a part of its magic.
Okay, so what's Eat Denver's like mission?
Yeah, so Eat Denver is a nonprofit 501c6 trade association, and we exist to support and strengthen the independent restaurant community in Denver. So. By that we mean we define independent restaurants as locally owned concepts that are anywhere from 1 unit to 10 to 15 is I think where we max out in our group, and we have about 250 different members, and they all pay a membership fee every year to be a part of our like monthly education programs that we put on for them, our events like the Big Eat, Harvest Week, Eat Colorado Food Show, Ed Talks. Taco Tuesday is happening. It's official.
So, for the record,
thank you.
For those that don't know, the food down here at Lola's Mexican, I guess it's coastal Mexican, so it's a lot of fish-based meals. But on Tuesdays, they have Taco Tuesdays, and by God, is it gorgeous. So that just arrived. So you may hear us nibble a little bit, but I'll try to drown that out in noise. But yeah, so that's pretty neat. So you have 250 different entities, so to speak, that are joining you in this coalition to everyone is in it together? Everyone's rowing alongside to have the independent restaurateurs succeed?
Yeah, I love that visual, by the way.
What, me naked?
Everyone just rowing together down the Platte River.
Oh, I was thinking that was, okay. Yes, I didn't say Platte River. Get a bunch of needles in that water. What's it called? Yeah,
so basically, like, Eat Denver, everyone kind of joins Eat Denver with the concept of it's all about collaboration, and it's all, like, you give a little, get a little. So we have this email listserv that some people claim to really hate and be annoyed by. There's like emails that come through every day. Does anyone have a good plumber, electrician, photographer, advice, just general advice and referrals. And it just blows up every day. But it's awesome to see some of the busiest people in the city will chime in to give a referral for a great service provider or some great input on, how to get the bad smell out of your bar, weird industry insight. And it's everyone takes a second out of their day to help each other out and kind of, along with your rowing visual, it's a rising tide raises all ships. So with
JFK said that. Shout out.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, love that. Okay, thank you. Now I actually know what I'm saying.
There you go. Knowledge bomb.
We're just fucking full of stuff.
It's a really great group of people that really just want to lean on each other and help each other succeed. Because truly independents, they wear a lot of hats. Any operators or owners with a small operation, they they wear 20 different hats a day, and they don't have the luxury a lot of times of having the HR person, the finance person, etc. So it's really nice that Eat Denver exists to pool resources to help each other in those areas and help the whole industry move forward with collective knowledge. So that's kind of the
building and creating a community.
Totally.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a lot of times it really, the value is in just this platform existing for people to talk with each other, and even if I were to step away, there's still some value in them having the listserv and these monthly programs to get together and chat with each other, get a pulse on what's going on in Denver. Within your own four walls, there's only so much you can understand about the dining scene. And then when you come together, start to get some benchmarks and hear what everyone else's challenges are.
Right.
You're okay, I'm not the only one with that problem.
Right.
Or, okay, that makes sense that this neighborhood is growing and we're having specific challenges over here, whatever.
Right.
Certain trends and challenges. So it's somewhat of a support group.
Are you guys hiring?
No.
Fuck.
We're hiring interns.
Ooh, we've come full circle.
Work, what's hours interns have to work?
We can get into that later,
okay.
Chris. Let's talk more about.
But seriously, if you're hiring, shoot me a direct email. I'll apply in a matter of seconds.
That's how that works. Is you reach out to me about interning. Fuck, this podcast is just amazing. It's just full of just A+ talent.
I like that.
Yeah, but it seems like y'all have not only a good base or foundation on which to grow upon, but also it seems like you have a great collaboration of folks that are like-minded individuals. So you've had the ability, usually it is very competitive. There are other podcasts in the Denver scene. Obviously, they're all inferior to ours, but I want to see them succeed because if the scene succeeds, then we all succeed together. And
totally.
So it's kind of fickle with the restaurant industry because it seems like every time we open a new restaurant, I think the rule of thumb, and JFK may have said this too, for every one that opens, 2 close. Did he not say that?
He did.
I don't know. His brain may be all over the place. So who am I to say? See what I did there?
Yeah, I did.
It's an assassination joke.
Yeah, got it.
Sorry, I just wanted to get that joke out of the way. But yeah, so it seems like y'all have kind of gotten this great little niche going, but y'all also have other things going as well. So it's not just informative or everyone's doing it together. You'll also have products that you'll offer for sale or cool T-shirts sometimes for sale, things like that. How did y'all find your way into these different markets or into a different person's doorway?
Yeah, that's such a good question because Eat Denver has existed for 13 years and it's totally different now than it was when it started. It started really to be more of a collective voice for marketing. 13 years ago, it's kind of hard we were just talking about before it started, what Denver looked like even 10 years ago. Let alone 13, people were really, big chains were coming into Denver with a lot of money and a lot of marketing power, and independents and chef-driven restaurants didn't have the same draw. Things have kind of reversed where the McDonald's of the world and even the smaller groups are really want to act like independent concepts and kind of blend in, specifically in Rhino. Barcelona slid into Rhino. Shake Shack a little bit louder, but but they kind of slid into this neighborhood, this new up and coming neighborhood, and look like an independent restaurant.